Part One of The Gray Mills of Farley by Sarah Orne Jewett. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Reading by Matt Perrart. The mills of Farley were close together by the river, and the gray houses that belonged to them stood tall and bare alongside. They had no room for gardens, or even for little green side yards where one might spend a summer evening. The corporation, as this compact village was called by those who lived in it, was small but solid. You fancied yourself in the heart of a large town when you stood midway of one of its short streets. But from the street's end you faced a wide green farming country. On spring and summer evenings, groups of the young folks of the corporation would stray out along the country roads, but it was very seldom that any of the older people went. On the whole, it seemed as if the closer you lived to the mill yard gate, the better. You had more time to loiter on a summer morning, and there was less distance to plod through the winter snows and rains. The last stroke of the bell saw almost everybody within the mill doors. There were always fluffs of cotton in the air, like great white bees drifting down out of the picker chimney. They lodged in the cramped and dingy elms and horse chestnuts which a former agent had planted along the streets, and the English sparrows squabbled over them in eaves corners and made warm, untidy great nests that would have contented an Arctic explorer. Somehow the corporation homes looked like make-believe houses or huge stage properties, they had so little individuality or likeness to the old-fashioned buildings that made homes for people out on the farms. There was more homelikeness in the sparrows' nests, or even the toy-like railroad station at the end of the main street, for that was warmed by steam, and the station master's wife, thriftily taking advantage of the steady heat, brought her houseplants there and kept them all winter on the broad window sills. The corporation had followed the usual fortunes of New England manufacturing villages. Its operatives were at first eager young men and women from the farms near by, these being joined quickly by pale English weavers and spinners, with their hearty-looking wives and rosy children. Then came the flock of Irish families, poorer and simpler than the others, but learning the work sooner and gayer hearted. Now the Canadian French contingent furnished all the new help.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?